Aries, 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 Aries. Welcome into the weekly. Let's go. All right, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. How are you? Welcome into my channel. Thank you for stopping by. Tiana Louise, intuitive consultant with Worth a Read. So appreciative of you. Thank you for all of your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. And shout out to those of you who have been booking private readings. I do those live online. Get a lot of pleasure out of doing those, connecting with you in that way. If you're interested in that, that's in the description box below. So for this reading, Aries, we are looking at your deep soul connection, your twin flame connection, and the challenges that you're facing at this time. If you are on my channel, it's because you guys are in separation. It's because you guys are in some sort of a challenge, difficulty. You guys aren't communicating, and you are trying to put the puzzle pieces together, okay? And I'm here to support you with that. We're going to start off pulling the overall energy from the Kuan Yin Oracle. I'm using Kuan Yin, the goddess of love and compassion, at this time to help ease us into the energies that are occurring this week. There's a new moon happening on July 20th. New moon in Cancer, right? So it's watery, it's emotional, and it's also at 28 degrees opposite Saturn. What does that mean? Well, it just means naturally that energy comes with a lot of hardship and resistance, and it can feel like a struggle, right? And a lot of the times that can make us feel like giving up, make us feel very pessimistic, discouraged, disempowered. And so I wanted to tune into Kuan Yin to get the overall energy and the wisest perspective for you to take at this time, Aries, on the connection, okay? So let's see what Kuan Yin has to say. It says 10 Sisters of Light. So to me, this is saying that you have a lot of support from the divine realm at this time, a lot of angels and guides helping you to step into your full light. And I love the fact that it's number 10, which talks about transformation. You also have this as the number 33 card. So if threes mean something to you, maybe you're seeing 3-3, 3-3 or 3-3-3. At this time, understand those are very spiritual numbers, and threes represent growth. They also represent relationships. To me, they also represent Christ consciousness. And I feel like they can also mean coming together to work with others, like leaning into our support system. And I feel like with the 10 Sisters of Light, this is things coming together in harmony. Okay, now I don't use this deck often, so I'm reading it intuitively at this time, but I'll get some messages from the guidebook to support what I just shared. Yeah, this card talks about you being an advanced soul, having lived many incarnations, shining your light through many different faces, and also at the same time having learned many skills, developed a lot of abilities and talents, and this being the lifetime that's really drawing together all of the potencies that you've developed in those lifetimes into one unified, harmonious expression, right? So it's like you being able to draw on the strength of all of the lessons from your past lives, right? It's the higher self integrating all of the wisdom that you've collected over these many experiences and lifetimes, right? That's really powerful, right? So this is like you coming into a new sense of self, and this connection may have activated some of that in you, may have activated new skills, new talents, new abilities, new gifts, right? You may be drawn to studying different things right now. This is a very spiritual card, so you could be a light worker, you could be drawn to spiritual arts as a result of being activated in this connection. So if you've been wondering about that, like, man, if this connection has pushed you further or deeper into your life purpose, into sharing some new gift or wanting to cultivate some new gift, this is why. Because what's being offered right now is this weaving of all of your past lifetime experiences coming into harmony with one another, or within yourself. Okay, so this is about you also being able to feel your way through that and discern, what is authentic for you, and being in a place of exploration, being willing to explore anything that comes up, even if it feels foreign, like, oh, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Like if you would have asked me, 7 years ago, if I, even 5 years ago, if I would have saw myself doing readings like professionally, I would have told you no. I would have laughed in your face, like, okay, yeah, sure. But as a result of my journey, here I am. And I, now I can't imagine myself not doing this. Okay. And so this card also talks about there being past life patterns or past life contracts strongly operating in your life at this time, right? Likely with this person. And it's not a good or a bad thing. It's just something that is present to help you grow, right? In a supportive way, or it's going to challenge you in a negative way. And that challenging is to help you become stronger. So really leaning into the teachings of that. Okay. Now, how you grow through that, it can show up many ways. It could mean you coming together with this person. It could mean you having to let go of this person. It could mean you having to let go of this person and start a new relationship, right? But you have to go through it and really pay attention to the information that you're getting based on the experiences you're having. So let's look at what is happening between you two right now. Like, let's look at that. What are the energies between you and your person? Oh, so we have family. Okay, so this suggests a strong bond, a closeness, a recognition of each other. This could also symbolize having a family, right? And then we have this third party. So with this coming out with family, to me, this symbolizes possibly, oh, look, I said recognition. That's interesting. So we have family, third party, and recognition. So that's interesting. You may have come to, it may have been the experience of a third party, right? And at the bottom of the deck, we have a cycle. So the third party could have definitely represented a very, possibly negative cycle that you had to go through with this person, but as a result of going through it, you were able to recognize them and the connection as like a soul connection, something in that experience. Now, it could also mean that right now you've come to recognize that there is a third party present, and like maybe this person has another family that maybe you didn't know about initially. We're going to pull some tarot cards to clarify that. Which cards do I want to use? Oh, I want to use my Honest Truth Tarot, because I want to get to the truth here of what this third party recognition and family means. And this, with this 10 Sisters of Light, recognizing your gifts, this may have been something you intuitively felt or intuitively knew. You got some sort of vision, as a result of your gifts activating. And that may have been the first time something like that ever happened to you, where you were able to intuit or get some sort of psychic hit about someone in that way. Like maybe you've never received information in the way that you got this. But let's look. Okay, that's too many. Why is this third party here? What does this mean? Yeah, so we have Seven of Cups. This definitely talks about options. Somebody having options. And with the Seven of Cups, I always look at this card, and it's ruled by Venus, so it definitely can have something to do with love. I always look at this card too as being wrapped in illusions, right? Things being hidden away from us, locked away from us, tucked away from us. Somebody not revealing the whole truth, keeping something blocked off, right? What else? Yeah, Moon, secrets, hidden truths. So I definitely feel like, as a result of you being activated with something about your new gifts, like you saw this, you knew this, you recognized it, right? You recognized this and uncovered this. Yep, 10 of Swords, and it hurt. Painful ending. Yeah, and insight. Painful insight. Okay, this card is ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication and information, right? This is being able to use our rational mind to make connections, okay? Our mental agility and our mental ability. So I definitely feel like this is something you came to know somehow through your spiritual gifts. You uncovered this. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, that was deep. Let's see where they're at in all this, because I feel like this is something that's pretty new, something that just happened or is about to happen because you just got confirmation of what you have been feeling in this connection through this reading. So what this is telling you to do is, if you weren't sure, to trust your gifts, to trust your inner knowing. And these are always difficult readings for me to do. I just have to be honest, because, I don't talk a lot about my own journey, but, third parties is just something that that I've never dealt with that in my own journey. And so it's almost, but I know it happens. And, I know a lot of people who deal with this and deal with it in very painful ways. But it's just not something that I've had to deal with. So it's always like, whoa, like so shocking to me. I'm not saying that I haven't been in difficult situations or, even third party situations myself and in other connections, but it's something that has not been part of my twin flame journey. Okay. So we have victory, which is interesting. We have Sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron, and we have indecision. Okay. So for me, what this is saying, and look at that at the bottom of the deck, this is their energy, broken heart. To me, they're trying to figure out a way to come out on top of this. And they're really trying to like figure out how to recover from this. And at the same time, I feel like keep you in the mix. So they're probably still trying to get with you, trying to get back with you, trying to clean this up, trying to clean this mess up. That's what I'm picking up on. And the question is, are you really having it? But let's clarify with some tarot cards to further clarify their energy and their intentions. You know, there's some ego energy present here with this victory to me, because, you know, that's not really a compassionate energy. That's more of a, I just want to come out on top. I want to feel like I've won. And so how do I do that? I'm going to, you know, try to use my psychic powers and abilities that we all have to figure that out. And I feel like, you know, what I'm hearing from them is, yeah, I haven't figured out which way to go yet, but I will. Like, I'm not going to stop until I figure that out. Yep, look, we got Ten of Swords. Again, they're trying to come out of this Ten of Swords energy. We got Eight of Swords. And we have Six of Wands. I told you, yeah, Six of Wands, victory again. There it goes. So they got caught with their pants down, red-handed, right? And now they're the ones all tied up about it, right? They were not expecting this, not planning for this to happen or to come out in the way that it did. You know, I feel like they didn't think you were, not that they thought you were dumb, but, you know, I feel like they thought they were a little too smart. You know, with this Six of Wands here, especially with it coming out twice, we have victory here, we have Six of Wands here. This is someone who really overestimates themselves in many cases. And like they don't ever plan to lose. And this is the kind of energy, like I'm really not liking what I'm feeling here, because I feel like this is someone trying to outsmart you. And not just you, like everybody in the situation, because look, there's somebody over here who may not even know about you or just found out about you, something like that. Okay. Wow. Aries. Where do we go from here? What now? Sticky situation. I feel like they're trying to, you know, part of this Eight of Swords is them trying to reverse the situation onto you, project, you know, their shit onto you, basically. Right, turn this around on you so that you're the one all tied up and confused. Like they tried to keep you there, and I feel like they kept you there for quite a while, right? And it was intentional. I feel like this Ten of Swords is intentional to try to cover up their own stuff. Where do you go from here with this person? We're going to jump on over to the extended to look at that. You can find a link to that below. Wow, it's just, you know, it just really, I'm just sitting with this because it really just, it just hit my heart. Like, wow, you know, I do a lot of readings, and it's not often that I come across an energy that I feel is intentionally malicious. You know, a lot of people have a lot of issues, and they project and they do things that, you know, are hurtful to other people, but it's not from a place of ill intention. And, you know, I feel like this person is. It's like grimy, and all they care about is winning. All they care about is coming out on top. And I feel like them coming out on top to them looks like with you and this third party intact. Right? And when I look at this family card, I feel like in their mind, it's like this, you know, I'm not going to say sick and twisted, because for some people, you know, polygamy and things like that is okay, but it's not okay if everyone is not on board. So where do you go from here, Aries? Jump on over to the extended with me to look at that. You can get the link to that below in the description box. We're going to have a little story time, though, before we go. And I'm actually glad that I did this. So my company is called Worth a Read because I don't just do readings. I really do books. I work with authors and speakers who have spiritual, personal development, transformation messages, and they speak about that and they write about that in these kinds of books. And so I'm always offering my clients what I feel to be worthy resources for them to help themselves in the form of books. And so what I did was I chose this as the book of the week to coincide with that new moon in Cancer, opposite Saturn energy that could potentially have us feeling like we're out in the wilderness. And I meditated on it. I meditated on your energy, Aries, and I asked, what did you need to know? What did you need to hear out of this book? So let's see what came up for you, Aries. All right, Aries, so your message comes on page 52, and the title of the section is On the Outside Looking In. It says, the neuroscience researcher John Cacioppo, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. But anyway, he's a neuroscience researcher at the University of Chicago, and he's been studying loneliness for over 20 years, and he defines loneliness as perceived social isolation. The book says, we experience loneliness when we feel disconnected. Maybe we've been pushed to the outside of a group that we value, or maybe we're lacking a sense of true belonging. At the heart of loneliness is the absence of meaningful social interaction, an intimate relationship, friendships, family gatherings, or even community or group connections at work. It's important to note that loneliness and being alone are very different things. Being alone or inhabiting solitude can be a very powerful and healing thing. As an introvert, I deeply value alone time. That's the author. And I often feel the loneliest when I'm with other people. And we call that sense of being disconnected the lonely feeling. Okay? So I feel like that message is coming up for you because you may be in a place where you have to make a decision to walk away from this connection and be alone. And that may not feel good for you. But there is a difference between being lonely and just being alone. And as we just read in the book, there's power in being alone. So I hope that resonated with you in some way, hopefully applied to you in some way. If you want to join me in the extended, again, the link is below. And we will continue looking at this connection and how to move forward over there. Make sure before you click off, you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for being here. Peace.